That was rowing. Now, it looks so simple, but if you ever get into one of those boats, get a couple of oars in your hands and give it a go, you can realize it's awfully difficult, and it is really exhausting. The rowing competition took place earlier. Let's pick up the action. The field for the rowing final is set. It'll be Rick Barry, Jim Kiick, Russ Francis. They had the 3 best times of preliminary competition. And let's go back to one of those preliminary heats, where the string finally ran out for the MVP of the National League, the MVP of the World Series, Mike Schmidt, rowing out there in lane number 1. He's in against Jim Kiick and Ferragamo. But there is Mike Schmidt. We knew he could row a boat rather well because we saw him in the baseball preliminary. But this time, he was trailing Ferragamo, trailing Kiick, and he decided to reach down, come up with a little bit of extra, and watch this. The oar snaps, and out of the competition is Mike Schmidt. The rule of the Superstars reads that if you have taken 5 strokes and you snap an oar, well, you are disqualified. If it happens in the first 5 strokes, you get to replace that oar and do it all over again. And Jim Kiick, with that time, qualified for the final, and Mike Schmidt, totally frustrated, would have thrown the boat away if he hadn't fallen out. And we have already had a false start for the final. The final also presented a false start for us. Let's go back and take a look at that. This one also involved an oar. There's Russ Francis a few moments ago, rowing in lane number 3. Watch him. Count to 2, 3, 4, bang. So Russ Francis, according to the rule, can replace that oar, and that's exactly what Russ Francis has done. He has to look at it and say, what am I doing wrong here? In any event, we're set to go. Let's take a look at the field once again. In lane number 1, Rick Barry. Jim Kiick's in the middle, and Russ Francis in lane number 3. And we have a good start. And it literally is 100 yards of torture, and Russ Francis has moved out to a little bit of a lead. Jim Kiick and Rick Barry are staying, however, right with him. It's Russ Francis with a little bit of a lead, and Rick Barry now is edged out in front of Jim Kiick out in lane number 1. Quick, fast strokes on the part of Rick Barry, and he is going to threaten Francis. Francis spots Barry moving out, and he starts to dig in a little deeper. And Francis has snapped an oar again. Russ Francis has snapped another oar, and Jim Kiick and Rick Barry are right together as they continue on. Francis is disqualified. He's out of the competition. And it's going to be Jim Kiick, and it's Jim Kiick by just about a yard over Rick Barry. And Russ Francis snaps another oar. Of course, after the 5th stroke, he's out of the competition. Jim Kiick is the winner. Jim Kiick has run the rowing competition. And Russ Francis, totally frustrated. There it is, official. Jim Kiick with the 10 points for the victory. Rick Barry, 7 for second. Russ Francis picking up 4. And Reggie is with Kiick right now.
Nice job, Kicker.
Thank you.
You have put it on the fella from Hawaii, broken oar, 38.07, as you receive your congratulations from Rick Barry. Nice going.
Thank you. It feels pretty good. I thought it good the second half of the event. You know, I was pretty good in the preliminaries, but that's where it choked, I guess. You wouldn't know anything about that.
You did an outstanding job there. Did you see Russ Francis on your left there as you were coming down?
No, I think that's the whole key, the whole thing, to keep your eyes straight ahead. And, you know, I could see in the corner of my eye, but I didn't realize that he broke an oar. And I just kept trying to go as fast as I can. I saw Rick on the right, though, and I know he was pretty close. That's why I couldn't stop.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Jim Kiick gets his 10 points for winning the rowing competition. It could have all been different, perhaps, and Russ Francis not snapped that oar. And let's take a look at it again. You can see he had a little bit of a lead over Kiick and Rick Barry. And now look, he takes a look over there. He spots them coming on. He digs that oar in just a little deeper to correct his route down the lane, and bang, he's out of the competition. He's with Lynn.
Russ, you broke the oar, and I noticed that you seem to be getting deeper in the water instead of your usual short stroke. Was that a problem?
Well, not really, Lynn. The stroke that the oar broke on was not a real deep, hard stroke. I'd been correcting the previous stroke on my left, turned around and started to put the right one, and I really didn't have a lot of stress on the wood, and it snapped. Now, either the boat was tilted that way, put a lot of weight on it, I don't know.
Yeah. Did Burt Reynolds give you any advice about rowing as you did about swimming?
No, unfortunately not. Burt taught me all I know about competitive swimming, but Burt, we'll have to get together and get in a rowboat because I need a lot of help, obviously. We'll have to get stronger oars, a little bit more technique. So we'll get together on that.
Thank you, Russ.
Thanks.
So for Russ Francis, the man for all seasons, a disappointment of the rowing, but there's much more to come.